Welcome back to Building Block PRs. We're going to talk about squats. First thing about squats is they're really important. So you don't want to do them wrong. And common mistakes with squats is people go real close and they do this kind of thing, or they have really stiff. So really stiff ankles will cause you to, if you can't bring your knees forward, if you can only bring your knees this far forward with this much ankle flexion, you're going to think that you're doing a good squat doing this. So this is a real common squat error. So you think you're getting low, you're really not. So what you want to do is, it's not a big deal to have your knees come forward, you just don't want them to dive in. This is where you start getting ACL tears and meniscus tears and all sorts of bad stuff. So from the side, you're going to want to get your butt back just a little bit and start dropping down. What your goal is to really keep upright. Another common thing is a butt wink, which is from here I have a real, watch my back, stay solid, stay solid, stay solid, and from right there it starts dropping a little bit. So that wink right there, that's where you're going to get some low back pain, some low back problems. So if you're running into that, if you have a super buddy that can be off to the side and see what you're doing, or you could use your phone. Everybody has a smartphone, or if you don't, you should. Set it off to the side, do a couple air squats in front of it so you can see where your depth is, of where you can keep your hips from doing that butt wink. It's another way to kind of work your way down, start doing a better, deeper squat. So one way to keep your knees from diving in is to use your butt. And if you don't use your butt, it's going to be all in your quads, and then it's going to go to your knees. It's not a good thing. So if you try to find you go on the side of your hips, you go to the meaty part of your butt, put your fingers there, and if you can try to squeeze that, you'll see that my knees come open. And so if you try to keep that tight the whole time as you're squatting, it'll be a lot less likely that you'll do this for coming up. But if you're doing like a true 1 rep max, true 3 rep max, whatever, you're maxing out on your rep set, and your last rep you do this a little bit, not a big deal. You start really doing that every single time, you're going to have some wear and tear, and that's not a good thing. As for, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Oh boy. So anyway, so there's some air squats right there. I'll show you some back squat. Two different ways of doing back squats. You do high bar, which would be more so, you want to come to the side?
Sure.
Almost behind. So high bar is going to be up here on your higher back. When you do a high bar squat, you're going to be a lot more vertical, or a lot more upright when you squat. So coming up, and if you do more of a powerlifting low back, you're going to be down a lot more. It's going to be a lot harder on your shoulders, but you'll be able to do a heavier load because you're going to be using a lot more hammy and low back and butt, and you're not going to be as quad dominant. It kind of ranges on what your purpose is. For overall, I think a high bar back squat's a little more effective, but it's not really effective. Better way to train, but do whatever you want to do. Front squat. Come to the front. So important with front squat is to don't just pick the bar up. Obviously, if it has weight on, you're not going to be able to do this and put it in your rack. So you get here, you're nice and squared up. Make sure your hands are on equal parts so you're not grabbing on, and it's not going to be really off-centered. That happens. So anyways, fingers on there, make sure it's all even. You come in, push it in your throat, try to push those elbows up. Keep it real. If you have trouble talking, trouble breathing, you're doing it right. So from here, it's a lot different than a back squat. So from the front, dropping down, you got to keep those knees open to stay upright. And with a front squat, as compared to a back squat, you're going to be having to stay upright no matter what. So if you do a back squat, you're going to be slightly more bent over. So this is a high bar, so you're going to be more bent over. If I was this bent over doing a front squat, the bar would come in front of me and be torquing my wrists, and not a good thing. So a couple cues for that front squat. Elbows up, pushing your throat, knees open, and down. We're doing overheads. This gets a little scary, but no big deal. Suggest warming up with the bar first, but first off, you're gonna wanna, it's easier doing a wide grip, so AKA a snatch grip. You can do it with a closer grip, but it takes a lot more shoulder mobility, and so you might as well try with the snatch grip and see how you do. So with snatch grip, to find it, put it in your hip crease, bend over, so that's where it's in my hips. Wherever I can grab, lock my arms out, that's gonna be my snatch grip, okay? So take note of it. So when the bar, if you're taking it from a rack, you want the rack just a little bit closer so you can put your hands there and not have to play around with it when it's on your back. So get it here, it's on your back. So from here you're gonna have to do a snatch push press, or a push press behind the neck with the snatch grip. So really drive with those quads to get the bar up. So now you're in your overhead squat position or top of your snatch. If you don't know how to snatch, is the easiest way to get it up. And from here, squatting down, always trying to push it up as high as you can. No bent elbows. Really try to lock it out. Do one more. Same thing, it's really important to get those knees open, flat feet. Knees are going to have to come forward. Hips are going to be at your butt, coming up. So if you're going from the side, and I'm doing this correctly, the bar is going to be kind of over the back of your head. If you don't want to be doing this, that's a bad position, okay? So over the back of your head, and if you had a string hanging down from the barbell, it should be going towards the middle of my foot. So when I go down, if I'm staying in center of balance, the bar should be right over the center of my foot. So hope you can see that. Come back up. So those are air squats, back squats, front squats, overhead squats. Get a little bit extra push press behind the neck to get in that overhead squat position. So thanks. See you next time.